Ever since I picked up this 2000 Dodge Viper a few years ago, I've been giving it its best life.
Let me shake your hand, Jerry.
Someone once said, don't drive your heroes, Jerry.
Yeah.
Their hero must not have been that car, because that was awesome.
That was so much fun.
It all began when I had to find out what this 30-year-old American icon could do against Dodge's current most powerful naturally aspirated car, the 3rd-gen Challenger Scat Pack Edition with the 6.4-liter V8 and 8-speed automatic transmission. Then in the name of automotive science, we threw it on the dyno to see how much power we could squeeze out of its stock V10 by just tweaking the tune. Then I put the Viper up against my cammed and stroked Mustang to see if my Mustang and all of its NA mods was enough for it to take down a big dumb pushrod. Next, we installed a full exhaust system that included 2-piece long tube headers and high flow cats that not only dramatically changed the sound of the Viper, but increased its peak power by about 12%. Then we raced the most powerful naturally aspirated Mustang Ford has made yet, the GT350 with a 5.2-liter Voodoo V8 that revs to over 8,200 RPM. Now my point in telling you all this is that somewhere along this abusive journey, my Viper's engine developed a pretty nasty clicking/tapping sound. And as luck would have it, not long after this sound emerged, Nolan from Donut hit me up to see if they could borrow my Viper for one of their upcoming videos about comparing all the different Viper generations. So I recharged my Viper's AC, fixed all of its wiring issues, then drove 400 miles from Reno, Nevada to Willow Springs Raceway, and by the time I got there, the clicking had become so bad, I thought there was a pretty good chance my Viper was going to blow up on the track. Now getting to see the Donut team in action firsthand was a great experience. But the best part was, while everyone was taking a lunch break, I had free reign to rip around the streets of Willow completely unsupervised. Luckily, my Viper survived the trip, and as soon as I got home, I began the process of taking apart the Viper in search of the source of this clicking noise. Now, there were actually a small number of Vipers built around late 99, early 2000 that received engines where one or more cylinder sleeves didn't get pushed all the way down into the block before the block was decked. This resulted in loose cylinder sleeves getting flung up and down by the piston and emitting a clicking noise in the process that sounds pretty similar to the sound my Viper's making. But hopefully that's not the case, as it would require me to pull and rebuild the whole engine. Now, I was pretty confident the clicking sound was coming from the passenger side, so I started by pulling that side cylinder head. I was really hoping to find an obvious failing lifter, but aside from some light wear, all the lifters looked pretty dang good. The push rods and rockers also didn't have any noticeable damage. So I disassembled the passenger side head looking for a bent valve, a damaged spring, or just any type of damage at all, but again, nothing. Next, I removed the driver's side cylinder head and inspected its valve train, but again, I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. And it didn't appear to be a loose cylinder sleeve either, thank God. So I finally examined the camshaft and take a look at what I found. As you can see, there's some pretty nasty damage here around the apex of this intake lobe. I double-checked this lobe's lifter, and after wiping off all the oil, I did notice some light matting on the roller, but compared to the camshaft, it doesn't have nearly as much damage. Also, this roller spins just as well as any of the other lifters, and the plunger feels normal. I actually talked to Jacob, aka that engine guy, about what he thought caused this damage, as well as Dustin at Street to Sand, but without biasing you guys, I am genuinely curious what you guys think caused this damage. Now, I've already taken delivery of an upgraded camshaft and cylinder head package from Prefix, and maybe you heard of these guys. They helped set up the Gen 5 Viper that set the record for the quickest manual transmission car to go around the Nürburgring. They also built Sneaky Snake's 9-liter Monster, which is actually the car that inspired me to do this build. Anyway, they recommended this custom performance camshaft they designed in-house specifically for 2nd gen Vipers. They also did some light porting on the cylinder heads to complement the new camshaft. So the next step here is to get all these new parts on the car. Then we'll get the Viper back on the dyno, where we'll go through the tuning process together and find out how much horsepower and torque the Viper gained from its new setup. Then finally, we'll race a couple other cars that also have V10s to see what our Stage 2 Viper can really do. I also just received a centrifugal supercharger kit from Vortec that I'll be installing on the Mustang literally immediately after I'm done with the Viper. So if you're into dope shit, you know what to do, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.